He comes to us on Fridays to talk about media. He's the culture blaster, writes for the Marina Times, and he enters on a rainbow. Woohoo! Michael Snyder, everybody. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, gentlemen. Hi. Always great to see you all. And a shout out to John Daly, who's not here today, but, you know, we watch him on the Game Show Network as he hosts What's My Line every chance we get.
Again, a reference to John Daly from What's My Line, which I didn't get the first time. That's back when the show was in black and white. Right?
Yeah, I think they may have done a few color seasons, but the fact that you don't watch Game Show Network, being a former game show host, and you don't revere John Charles Daly, excuse me, that to me is galling. Listen, guys, seriously. The fact that I traced part of my ancestry.
Sayonara, sucker.
Okay,
yeah,
well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I traced part
when
of
you
my
say seriously, I never know whether you're actually serious or this is just setting up another joke.
This is a serious. I traced part of my ancestry to Ukraine, but that's beside the point. Regardless of my roots, I stand with the Ukrainian people. On the other hand, this morning, I asked Siri to play Irving Berlin's Puttin' on the Ritz, and I got Putin on the Blitz. Really not good. I was very upset about that.
I can't ding that. I'm sorry, Michael, but thank you for the effort nonetheless.
But it was upsetting. Clearly, Siri isn't paying attention. Yeah. Or she's paying too much attention.
What?
Okay, right. What do you have? Do you well, I don't think you want to wade into this Academy Award thing I was just mentioning before you came on. But
no.
They're dropping a bunch of categories.
I understand it's an issue, and I hear they're giving Nicole Kidman in Being the Ricardos best performance with a frozen forehead, and that's being done off camera for obvious reasons.
How could you? That is a sad. I thought she did a nice job in that film.
I know. I mean, to fight against years of Botox to portray Lucille Ball, that to me was an accomplishment in and of itself.
You are brutal.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
Maybe. All right. I like that.
All right.
What do you have for us this week?
Okay. In a new twist on French playwright Edmond Rostand's romantic tragic 1897 classic Cyrano de Bergerac, the movie musical Cyrano changes a significant aspect of the story. The swashbuckling poetic hero who yearns for his lady love, the beauteous and big-hearted Roxanne, is not derided for his outrageously long nose, which prevents him from revealing his feelings to the woman. He's a little person. And I assume the alteration was because the actor chosen to play Cyrano in the movie was Peter Dinklage. But no matter, because the change results in a tone that is powerful. It's a tour de force performance by the always excellent Dinklage. And his diminutive stature actually services the story better than the schnoz issue. And he sings and he slings a sword or a bon mot with equal aplomb. Man, Dinklage is a wonder. And anyhow,
a plum, Chris, is a ding word.
Okay, so Cyrano is a member of the French King's Guard. He's in love with his childhood friend Roxanne, played here beautifully by Haley Bennett, but he fears she will never get past the size issue. I know that could be misconstrued, but I'm talking about his dwarfism.
God.
Okay.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal.
Right.
Meanwhile,
he's a diminutive fellow. I get it. Okay.
But
diminutive
she
ding
falls for a new, handsome and slightly dim gentleman who's joined the Guard, Christian, played by Kelvin Harrison Jr., although she wants Pretty Boy to woo her with eloquence. Enter Cyrano. Devoted to Roxanne's happiness, he decides to write Christian's love letters for him, despite the honeyed words expressing Cyrano's feelings for Roxanne. Ouch! What a chump! No, it's very, very moving. Anyway, the movie's directed by Joe Wright, whose Atonement and Anna Karenina were lovely, opulent period pieces with, serious emotional weight. As you might expect from Wright, Cyrano's art direction and cinematography are laudable, and Wright does a good job of making us care about his characters here, helped immeasurably by his cast, all of whom sing their parts well. And, the songs are okay. I mean, I couldn't sing a chorus of any of them here. We don't talk about Bruno, but the musical numbers reflect or advance the plot. Harrison is good looking. Bennett, who was in Swallow and the Girl on the Train, is lovely and appealing, and most importantly, because he plays the heroic title character, Dinklage is, as ever, magnificent, even without a Sierra nose. Anyway, this is in theaters, and
yes.
It's good. It's solid, I thought.
You didn't. So to summarize, though, Cyrano, nothing toe tapping in the way of music. You just feel the music is good because it forwards the plot and it's solid.
Yeah. There's one song that has a certain degree of weight to it, but basically it's all about Dinklage's performance and the rest of the cast. And it's a lovely story.
100% effective. How about that?
Okay. Well, we know the story,
wait,
that's kind of cool.
Are you ready? 2 tiers on the Snyder cryometer.
Oh,
Ooh,
it does.
2.
It chokes you up, does it?
A little bit.
Wow, that's very, very cool.
Well,
All right.
Straight up right in, no problem.
All right,
Okay.
continue on, Mike.
All right, Studio 666 is a horror comedy starring Dave Grohl and his fellow members of the hard rock band Foo Fighters as themselves. This is like firmly in the tradition of fictional or fictionalized narrative movies starring rock stars such as The Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, and Help, both directed by Richard Lester. The Dave Clark Fives, Catch Us If You Can, directed, are you ready? This was the first movie directed by John Boorman, and the Ramones Rock and Roll High School. Oh, and we can't forget Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. I'd like to forget it. Anyway, I'm a Foo Fighters fan. I think frontman Grohl was a great songwriter, rock singer, and guitarist, and he's a hell of a drummer, which is how he got his start in the biz, playing drums for a little band called Nirvana. I can also say from seeing him in interview and social situations that Grohl is a smart, goofy, likable guy with a great reverence for the history of rock and roll and the places where it was forged. The guy produced Sound City, a terrific documentary about a legendary San Fernando Valley recording studio where they and many other bands made hit records. They did a TV series about the musical history of various American cities. It was called Sonic Highways. And now, with their 30th anniversary coming up in 2024, they have delivered Studio 666.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't realize their history was so great. I mean, you clearly, like them and know them more than I did.
Well,
but I
Do
didn't
you
know.
have a secret talent?
Okay.
Have you ever heard the song
I guess
Ever
it's
Long
on
or Times Like These? As a matter of fact, Times Like These is one of my favorite songs of all time, and Glenn Campbell did a beautiful cover of it. The Foo Fighters have a lot of skills, man, particularly Grohl's songwriting, and they're
So do we
always
like
solid.
Studio 666 or not? I
Well,
mean, you're taking
the
this
band-
kind of walk down,
I'm
Can you let him
giving
finish, sir?
I'm giving you
all right, but I
context.
need it. I'm watching the clock.
I'm
That's
giving
what
you
supposed to do.
context, baby. Look,
Okay, go ahead.
In the movie, the band is trying to record a new album in an L.A. area house. Make that haunted house where a previous band was slaughtered by its demon-worshipping leader. Needless to say, when you're renting a space like that in a movie like this, possession is 9/10 of the plot. Anyway, if you're a Foo Fighters fan and like the idea of a parody mashup of horror tropes snatched from American, Italian, Korean, and Japanese gore fests, Studio 666 should appeal to you. Got some good moments, some amusing moments, and supporting turns from comedian Whitney Cummings and Will Forte from SNL, and even Jeff Garland from Curb Your Enthusiasm. But the Foos themselves are not great actors. The plot is very typical, as are the Frights, and there are not a lot of memorable new songs from them other than a thrash metal number called March of the Insane. You know what? It's not Help. It's not Rock and Roll High School, but it's better and scarier than Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
Well, that's not saying much.
I was wrong. Period.
It's in theaters.
Well,
It's in theaters.
All right. It's in theaters. Michael liked the. You have one more?
I can zip through one more really quick.
Yeah, real quick. You just have 30 seconds.
The
Go ahead.
Burning Sea. The Burning Sea is a new Norwegian disaster movie from the producers of The Wave and its sequel, The Quake. No, I'm not talking about radio stations here, but you would think
good
so.
reference.
Those
All
are
right, yeah.
two previous Scandinavian disaster movies that I liked much more than The Burning Sea. This is set at an offshore drilling rig amid the very real oil fields that were discovered under the North Sea in 1969. And in the Burning Sea, 50 years later, constant drilling has caused fissures in the ocean floor to crack open, leading to rigs collapsing, oil spilling, and when ignited, those spills lead to The Burning Sea. You got a trapped worker, his girlfriend coming to try and help him via a submarine. Look, after the fresh hells of the wave and the quake, the Burning Sea seemed a little, by the numbers, shall I say, lukewarm. And despite the technical expertise and top-notch effects on display, the drama and stakes felt kind of pedestrian. It's in theaters and available on various streaming services, but I would seek out The Wave and the Quake instead.
Yes, I know, Chris. Fishers should be getting a ding, right? Anyway, The Burning Sea, the offshore drilling rig drama, not so crazy for it. It's in theaters. Studio 666, the Foo Fighters, for whom you have great regard, clearly, based on your backgrounder. You think it's okay. They're better. They're not great actors, but you nonetheless celebrate it. I thought with a small C on celebrate. Am I right about that?
It was okay. You got to be a fan, I think, to really embrace. If someone went in there cold, they would be like, "Really? Are you kidding me?"
Okay. And then finally, Cyrano. That's the one you liked. You like it with Dinklage. You like the sort of reconstituted Cyrano with music as well.
Yeah.
That's in theaters. Yes?
Yes, It is indeed.
When you come back next week, let's have a discussion about the Academy Awards. I think that they're made some mistakes, and there's a reason that they do better than any other award show. And maybe we can talk about that next. You can find him at the Royal Ground. You can read him in the Marina Times, and you can listen to him here as he joins us on Fridays. He's the magical Michael Snyder, and he leaves as he came on a rainbow. Bye.